One. There we go. And we're off into picks and bans for Concordia versus CCNY. Joining me again is JD. I am Dimi. Hello, JD.
Hello, how are you?
Nice, you're alive. That took forever, but we're in game. Ribbon being banned, Malzahar being banned. Interesting stuff. Ribbon played by the opposing top laner, so once you play versus a Ribbon one trick, it's pretty straightforward. How the bans go is you ban Ribbon, and then you ban his second pick, and then you're like, okay, what do you got? And this is just what happened. So I hope the audio is okay. Could the chat let me know if my mic is doing the weird compression issue once again? I'm pretty sure I fixed it, but just in case.
A lot of lockdown bans coming out of CCNY side. Both Malzahar and Alistar are just two CC machines in a team fight locking down somebody.
Thing is, also with Malzahar, what you could do that a lot of other teams don't do is you can really prioritize just a single target and just delete him. Just flash, silence him, and then channel that CC with whatever, like an Alistar or Jarvan or something. So smart that they want to remove that. ZZ also plays a lot of Malzahar and has been playing a lot of Malzahar recently, so smart ban.
Nunu ban coming in doesn't surprise me. Nunu getting buffed very much so in the recent patch.
This might be a fear ban, not really a fear ban, but just an overall power ban. The enemy jungler doesn't really play Nunu, but with his current state, he's pretty broken, and you can't really discount Nunu. Also hard audio. Vlad being banned is probably a sign that they want to pick something like Ornn.
Jarvan locked in so far. Thresh, two very standard picks, nothing too adventurous yet. Jarvan seems to almost every single season be a relevant pick, which is really powerful of a kit.
Yep, Jarvan, pretty standard jungler. Also can be flex top. Probably not going to see him flex top this game. But Jarvan, this meta, has been pretty much the staple jungler, along with Sejuani and... What else am I missing? Zac has been pretty much played consistently. Ooh, what's smart here is, by noticing the Vlad ban, which would probably end up in an Ornn pick, Concordia counters that with a Braum pick. So you could actually block the Ornn ultimate with Braum shield. Smart man, well done. And then locking in that Kog'Maw for a bunch of CC, a bunch of AoE damage, and you spinning Bugman.
What you have to also realize is that just Braum, even with the other picks, excluding the Ornn possibility, you block Thresh Hook, you block Sejuani ults, now you're blocking Jinx ult too. There's just so many projectiles, they're so game-changing right now, they're being blocked out by Braum.
Yep, and Jinx actually can be picked, which is really interesting. This is probably one of the first games I'm going to see, competitively speaking, of Jinx. She did get that change where her attack speed gets uncapped and can actually do a ton of damage after a team fight, cleaning up people as well as taking the turrets after that. So it will be interesting to see how that comes into play, especially with this heavy CC comp. Both AD carries here are super immobile and will need their team to protect them.
I find it very interesting that we actually CCNY ban Ornn after they banned Vlad.
Me too. It's a bit interesting. Especially since they have the first pick here. Could have actually picked it for themselves, unless their top laner does not feel comfortable on it. But seeing as 4 of his most played champions are now banned, he's gonna need to fall back on his 5th most played, as well as Ornn and Vlad being banned. Gnar Gnar, though, fairly solid champion. Can't go wrong.
Safe pick.
Yep. They need to play around that ultimate very well. We saw last week versus Brandy's where a Nard,
He was just getting melted.
yeah, wasn't really taking into account his rage bar properly and was using it right before the team fight and then just getting obliterated in the fight. Or it coming up too late into the fight and his team already losing it. Oh, Maokai again. Pretty standard pick.
Also really good for the disengage right now against their team. You guys get caught out, Maokai just throws down that twisted advance and you're able to back up.
Yep. You really want to try and keep Kog'Maw alive in this composition, and you're really getting it from their from this comp. They have all the CC in the world, all the zoning control in the world, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty much up to Kog'Maw to stay in that backline and be meat shielded by his teammates.
Right. What I see right now, that's a really potential wombo combo out of Concordia is the Orianna with Jarvan. You get a few people in that pit together, and Orianna just balls and ults. It's going to do a lot of damage real fast.
Yup. And unfortunately, Riot hasn't given us the skin viewing thing yet in this lobby. Unlucky. And yeah, we're gonna go into trading phase and then into picks and bans stuff, waiting, lobby thing. I'm tired. We're gonna have a 3-minute delay, so we might have to take a little break, and we'll be back when that's over. So stay tuned for game 1 of Concordia versus CCNY. That's what their name is.
Crowd Control New York, how to remember.
Crowd Control New York, yeah, that's their team comp. CC New York. We'll be back after messages. And we're back for game 1 of Concordia vs CCNY. We're going to see a pretty standard side, Concordia side just going to match all the lines. Meanwhile, CCNY going for something a little more spicy.
The good old 5-man death bush.
Yup, they've all stacked into River Bush.
Now,
Interesting.
I have a question for you, Dimmy. We see that Urachi is running Ignite over Teleport. Do you think that this gives a huge advantage over to CCNY?
Yeah, Olas is running Ignite over TP. Let's see. Did he pick Spellbook? Did he do Spellbook Maokai? Is he trolling us? I think it might be Spellbook Maokai.
He's gonna switch it out. We're like, oh, never mind. He does have Teleport.
I wish I could see his runes. Maybe Guillaume will send me a message and tell me if he did take Spellbook. I know that's a thing. But, old Tree Man gonna set some shit on fire. Unfortunately.
What makes you weak makes you stronger, apparently, according to logic here.
Well, trees do burn, so theoretically, that if you rub sticks together, don't you get fire? Like, if you rub sticks together...
If you can get enough friction, yes.
Yeah, I've never been a Boy Scout, but, like, I'm assuming you could make trees catch on fire with trees.
That would take a lot of rubbing.
Nice. So, matchups right now is going to be a lot of farm-heavy stuff. We have both bot lanes that want to scale up, not really trade and fight. Mid lane, more of the same. And then, as well as top lane, is going to be a Maokai farm fest with Gnar. So, very funny seeing Olas trying to zone out the Gnar with his flaming tree build. He also got the minion dematerializer. So I'm pretty sure he is running that spellbook. Both Olas and ZZ opting for that minion dematerializer, which is honestly getting more and more picked as a rune option.
One thing that's interesting to note is if it's Spellbook Maokai allows him to try to get Ignite kill on Nart, because as you know, Maokai doesn't have the most damage in lane. He could get the guy really low and then the guy just runs away and survives. With that Ignite, he might be able to do that and then switch over to Teleport for more team fighting potential.
That's a really good board there. Seeing Sejuani clear her red. So Wheezy now has full vision of the Sejuani. He knows where she is at and knows also her HP. And now the other team also knows that Wheezy is top lane. Gnar about to go Mega. It does go Mega. Wheezy gonna back. But meanwhile, bot lane, we got some action.
Flash coming out through.
Wasn't exactly in turret range, but flashing out just. Man, watching Maokai is like, my brain goes to sleep watching Maokai play because it's just like, oh, you're close to me, Q. Oh, you're far away from me, Q.
W. W and then Q.
It's like one of those champions that I don't like playing. Mostly because the simpler the champion is, the worse I play it. Gank here gonna be avoided by the traps, but lanes still as they are, farming.
Grass might be in a little bit of trouble.
Oh, going a bit low, but he does have the life sap coming back up shortly.
That's one thing that's scary about Maokai, though, is he can't play any spammy champs top, otherwise you just heal him.
Yep. We're actually going to see a gank here. Sejuani is there to get the gank, but
Jarvan returning the
counter. Ends up nobody doing any damage to nobody. Oh, Para's going to walk into that.
Oh, cock.
Still has his flash though, and his heal. Gonna get dropped for first blood. Wheezy also looks like he's gonna survive. Oof. Gonna get flashed on. Unfortunate. Captcha's probably.
Now you might see Captcha is gonna go down now too.
Yep. a really well executed dive. Nobody really taking aggro too badly.
And that really good roam out of mid lane.
Talia not even level 6, but opting to roam. ZZ's gonna actually get ahead in CS here. And he's also gonna be back to mid first.
He also has a level advantage now. It's not too much of a level advantage, but that may stack up over time.
We'll see how those 2 kills end up for Talia. Glassed on that Talia.
All the stopwatches being purchased as is tradition.
Yup. The classic 6-minute, everyone gets a watch on their wrist. Rolex is gonna go bankrupt the way the stopwatch market is going. I played a game last night where the enemy team tried to dive us, and both myself and my support had stopwatch. We both go golden under the turret, and they all died to the turret aggro because the turret aggro is weird this patch. Like,
I have expect now Wrecker to come back into meta just to counter stopwatch. Oh, you stop watch Wrecker until your watch runs out, kills you, and walks away from tower.
Yeah, we might see some crazy stuff. I know Wrecker was bought in Korea in one of the games. I think it was like Africa versus another team in the Kespa Cup, but I think they were trolling. I'm not very sure if it was real or not.
Good dream. I miss that item very much so.
That's the thing, like a lot of Korean teams do, is they'll just buy items and they'll just troll. Like, it makes no sense and probably is bad, but they...
Well, who's that guy from Moscow 5 that was renowned for doing that too?
Well, like, Darian used to do that in...
Yeah, Renekton, Manamune.
Yeah, but that... Darian's special. That was probably super bad. You could build any other item, you would have done better, but...
That's an Aatrox that's relevant too. We haven't seen Aatrox in a long time being super relevant in competitive meta.
You'll never see that champion ever again. So Talia is actually going to pause your bot. And you get seen by ZZ.
The thing is that they don't have vision on... Oh, no, never mind. They do have vision on Sejuani, so he's aware he's going to kind of try to...
Well, the entire team is going to collapse onto this red buff right now. Para's still not joining his...
Arash actually picking up teleport. It is indeed Spellbook Maokai.
Yep.
Right in time for that potential fight.
So, this is really weird because Concordia does have the tools to counter this, and probably will, or nobody's gonna get this red.
They're just all gonna back off, mutual agreement.
Sejuani's still gonna try and go for it, but she's still standing on a ward, and Wheezy's right over the wall. She does hit level 6 first. Oh, that's... Well, Wheezy's probably gonna try and... Wait, nope. Not even gonna get it. But that's actually really well done by CCNY. They postured their entire team in a position where they could collapse if Wheezy tried to fight. Talia with her ultimate, the Thresh being there to help Sejuani out, so pretty solid overall.
And a bigger fear, I think, for Concordia can also be the Gnar ult into the Talia wall. Gnar teleports in, that's very hard to stop.
The thing is, Gnar really can't teleport in his current situation versus Maokai because he'll just get slapped.
Yeah.
But, yeah, theoretically, later in the game, that could be a thing. See what Wheezy could get going. If Wheezy could get anything going in this game, he's gonna try and counter the red buff steal. Ooh, it might be close. I think they have an idea of what he's up to. Actually, no.
Farming away. He's gonna return the favor, which is good for... Which, it means two things. First of all, Concordia has the timer right now on their red and their own, while they only have their exact timer on Concordia's red, as they didn't have vision.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna be... Time to buy some boots. Get a Zeal. So Jinx, interestingly enough, English is so hard. is gonna actually have a really sharper power spike than Kog'Maw right now, just because of the item builds, and just because of the builds you do with Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw really comes online when he gets his Guinsoo's.
Sejuani flaxing potential dive being thought out.
He's actually gonna chunk out glass. But they know Sejuani's here. The entire team is also here. That's a really weird pathing by OS, but nevertheless. See, what Concordia really needs to do right now is get wards not as much deeper into their jungle. Maybe buy some pinks and put them deep. To really ward the entrances. Like, a lot of their entrances besides the bot one are dark right now. So what that's doing is it's just allowing Sejuani to walk in and try and contest Wheezy. And then that postures the entire enemy team to come bot with them or come to a certain lane and just hug the walls with Sejuani.
Putting a lot of pressure on bot lane for Concordia. Sure, it's about half health.
Yeah, it's really what you want to try and do with Jinx at this point in the game is you're so strong with your
Rocket.
With your rockets as well as your DF sword and your Zeal. So you really want to pressure that turret and try and get as much damage out of it as possible.
Fishbones, that's the word we were looking for.
Yep. I'm gonna get hooked, but
not quite making it into those snares. Could have been a big issue if he did to a certain extent. Probably would have taken a bit of damage.
Yeah, thresh opting not to flay him. Interesting. He's actually going to be spotted by that ward. And then again, the entire CCNY team going to posture bot side.
Top lane still being a wet noodle fight to a certain extent.
This is the thing you're going to really have to worry about with CCNY is just they could collapse at any point. Here they go. Onto ZZ. He's going to have to flash over. This now...
They did see, just so you understand, CCNY roam up from bot lane. They knew the bot lane was coming over. That's probably why we didn't see Jarvan jump over instead.
So Gnar just used his Gnar, but not on a wall, so he didn't get that bonus damage, and he's actually going to get out-traded by Maokai.
This is where Ignite would come in useful.
Yep.
I play Maokai time to time. That's the most depressing thing. It's like, hooray, I actually got him out of lane, and there's another like, oh cool, I killed him.
But now Concordia does have a small window while Talia's Weaver's Wall is down. 144-second cooldown. So in this time, you could get something going. She does not have that ghost. Opting for the heal right now. Oh, that's gonna attempt to dive onto Gnar, but Gnar flashing out.
Oh, I thought that sapling was gonna get him for a second.
Gnar actually styled on Maokai with that stopwatch. This is the weird thing about the game right now is it's so new that everyone has
it's like
Zanya.
the, oh yeah, stasis.
It's like, oh, okay, cool. Great. CCNY gonna start up the dragon here. Talia has no ultimate, so they could probably either collapse on Talia or try and contest this. But they're so not positioned for it, as well as don't have really a ward to go. They're gonna try and get onto it with Maokai. Twisted Advance is down, but Dragon's gonna go over.
New champion's going golden over in the...
Aratendo goes golden. Maokai gonna pick up one. There's so much chaos in this team fight. Concordia though,
Gnar really cut off from his team. Gnar's gonna go down pretty much assured.
Just Concordia prioritized the best targets in that fight. They dropped Jinx first. They dropped Sejuani second, who was super low from doing the dragon, and then got onto Talia, forcing her to get out of that fight.
So what we're gonna see now is they caught up not only in gold, but they're gonna get a tower and really push ahead now quite a bit.
Why is my score overlay not working? Alright, there he goes.
Probably not the best.
Right.
Getting a little too close to the acid spitting caterpillar, man.
That's where you ping question mark onto your opponent.
Or place the tombstone ward if you want to go next gen levels of BM, right?
Wait, I didn't even think about that. That's next level. Weasley,
I'm in silver. We BM each other a lot because we're not good at the game.
Wheezy smartly, as they did get that mid turret, gets that Rift Herald down.
So now we see a 2K, 2.2K in fact, gold advantage over, which is not necessarily too much, but it could really easily get out of control.
What's really good right now is the items for Concordia are starting to come in.
You see Bammy Cinder on her ass,
Yeah.
which makes him constantly flaming Tree Man now.
Yeah, he got that, what's it called? Totally. I've lost, even though that Sunfire Cape has been in the game since forever, I've, like, forgotten all words in this game.
Is that what he has full up built now? Yeah, he does.
But yeah, the items coming online for Concordia. The Gwynsu's really going to help out in dishing out that Kog'Maw damage. But as well as the Black Cleaver now. There's going to be a lot of damage onto us.
He might be able to get away using that. Oh, very close, but not quite.
Talia also
that was very
to get up there.
That was very surprising to see Avianary go behind him because that allows for him to W out. Could have ended poorly, but there's just so much damage that I think it wasn't too much of a concern.
They're gonna try and go on to DZ, but can he survive through this? Nope. Meanwhile, bot lane, we also have another engage. Thresh getting absolutely annihilated.
Yeah, well, I just realized that it's really good on that bot side is Kog'Maw puts down that slow and Braum basically has almost a sure chance to hit that ultimate.
CCNY gonna still posture to get that top lane turret with this wave. Not much.
Well, bot might return the fever.
We're gonna have a
race. Trying to put some damage. It seems like bot tower is going to go uncontested and they're going to allow for it to fall over on CCNY. They really don't have an opportunity to stop them.
I mean, they traded turret for turret. The only real turret and advantage of Concordia in the mid lane right now. Oh.
Well, it allows for the whole bottom jungle to open up.
We're going to have a duel in the top lane. Tree versus the Squirrel Man. Maokai actually putting out so much damage.
Just walking towards him in that burning. It brings back memories of when you could stay invisible with Sunfire Cape and just being like Timon standing in lane with 6 Sunfires. Like, why am I taking so much damage? I don't understand.
They're a bit overstaying that, but still gonna get the turret.
Wheezy has about a quarter of the time left to use his Rift Herald, so we'll see it being used soon, hopefully.
Yeah, it looks like they're looking for top lane.
Yeah, they're all roaming top. You see all of them posturing top. Thresh gonna spot Orianna.
Orianna now just gonna try and hold on to this mid lane turret.
Oh, he's holding on to the... They might go for the second one now.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna drop his now. Yup.
Prevent the recall. Good damage coming out.
Soloing out the ADC. What was he thinking?
He was right near War 2.
Now Concordia's gonna get this top turret for free. Meanwhile, bot lane, oh, that's gonna fucking blast. Gonna slap him into the twisted advance.
Tree versus rock now.
Who will win? The ultimate duel.
Earthbender versus
Woodbender. Meanwhile, while this happens, Glass can't really join his team and prevent the siege. And Concordia's gonna keep trying to get turret.
Kog'Maw damage coming out really. Jarvan just dunking on him.
Well, ZZ gets glassed. Trying to escape from the Maokai.
Turns out, force beats ground. Pokemon was true with that grass type versus rock type, huh?
Oh my god.
I see bot really opening up the map really fast now. This is where it's really sparing control. Almost a 7,000, almost, or just under 6.5k lead now. This is where you're really going to see that gold lead really start to take place and really punish CCNY.
CCNY kind of losing control of the macro game, where their unfortunate positioning of certain players on their team, or lanes that they tried to go match, they didn't match them properly, and then Concordia just took advantage of that and just steamrolled all their turrets.
For sure. And just Concordia went, alright, we're going to take top, let's go mid now. There's no challenge mid, bot, and now they just took the dragon too. They really just got multiple big objectives out of that one giant push.
When it really all starts back to that dragon fight, or that fight around the middle pit, is you catch the right targets out and then immediately capitalize on all your objectives, and the other team can't really do much. You set up your wards at their entrances and watch them go through their jungle, and you just capitalize on every single little objective. Gotcha. Has to be a little careful here. But Braum has fancy feet.
Ironically, crushing a poor award as Braum.
Smash. Braum smash. I like these ward wars. Makes me very happy.
Just all the gold.
Like everyone gets 30 gold. It survived. Insane. Weezy gonna go in and channel that into the Orianna ultimate. That's one big pick. Meanwhile, bot lane.
No damage really coming. Maokai just so tanky. Both of them so.
We're gonna try and get this Baron down to 1.5. There's not much they can do to contest this being with Sejuani.
Especially since
down.
Gnar being stopped too by Maokai. Gnar just didn't have the opportunity to teleport. Maokai just kept chasing him down.
Well done on Alasa's side, pinning Gnar down there, and Baron's gonna go over. Another thing we're seeing is just CS getting out of control for the enemy team versus ZZ. ZZ now at 250 CS at 22 minutes.
That's all far.
He's farming pretty well. So
What's really important to see here is, yeah, and you can also really see how the CCNY is really scared of any solo fight. They can't afford to, so Aras getting free roam bot lane as that big Maokai just to clear up, Gnar having to back off.
Maokai right now being the ultra tank that he was meant to be. He did by
Not to mention the vision
glory.
being cleared out by Concordia. Very smart. Concordia's starting to get that vision planted down in that jungle. Another thing really interesting to mention, by the way, is because of the way that minions buffed by Baron seem to be a little bit more resistant to magic damage, it's very hard for them to actually clear out those lanes as a mid laner.
And have an engage onto Weezy. He's going to use his Zonius to get out of it, but Cogman's going to get hooked immediately. Tetra trying to protect the ace. He's going to get the 4-man knockup. ZZ coming in with the
massive
ult. Oh my god. Call the police because that was disgusting. Oh baby. That looks so good for CCNY for like a half second until Kefka landed that nasty knockup with Braum.
And then Orianna's ulti followed right up.
Yep.
Turns out spike balls really hurt when they're shot at you by a robot lady.
I mean, ZZ has so much farm right now, as well as his items.
Yeah, a lot of magic pen.
He has a full item over Talia. That 80 gold. Look what it has done. Just a Luden's Echo over the other team.
Now a plus 10k advantage for Concordia. That's a massive gold advantage.
And they're gonna try and close out this game pretty shortly. They could really just posture 2 lanes. They have top lane pushing out, bot lane's pushing in. Probably gonna send some people mid to push that in.
And we're seeing that Infernal come up in a minute, which would really cement the game close for Concordia if they could secure that.
And Wheezy right now placing a ward right at the top of the jungle, so you can see if anyone tries to contest this blue buff. They will see Jinx. But right now this bot lane should be getting pushed out.
Maokai taking no damage. He's just walking up. I'm a tree. Come fight me.
Would have liked to see that bot lane being pushed out by Wheezy right before he joined. Just because it gives you that extra pressure. What? Okay.
Did he flash into that?
I have no idea. My game just lagged or something, and he flew.
I think he tried to flash past it, but kind of got hooked.
On my screen, he was standing still
No,
and then
he
went
flash.
backwards.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. There's no flash actually out of him. He just kind of got yanked in hard.
All right, thank you Rito Games for the interesting spectator client. They're gonna attempt to cut off Oras.
But Jarvan there help.
Another huge sock wave.
This might be the game right now if they could clean up this fight.
Maokai just too Maokai and Braum just too tanky as that front line, giving all the space in the world for Orianna and Kog'Maw.
Not even going for that dragon. They're just going to try to secure the game right now. And it likely will be the game.
Yup.
Long, 15 seconds on their shortest summon returning right now, or Sejuani rather.
Kog'Maw having all that attack speed in the world can melt these turrets.
Plus the flag to help out.
Oh, that's still tanking. He just keeps healing every time they try and kill him. This has turned into a little bit of a clown fiesta, but they do win the game. So that's going to be game 1 over to Concordia. DZ ending the game at 9-1-6 with practically 300 CS at 27 minutes. That's a big boy right there.
5,000 gold over any of their players.
That's a big boy right there. So we're going to take a break and come back for game 2. We'll be back in just a bit.